So I am really excited for this fight, because I'll be honest with y'all, I came up with it about like an hour ago, and I'm so ready that high. I'm like, yes, 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 can't wait to see it. That's what's going on. So let's just keep this momentum rolling and dive right on in. Now, Bruce Wayne, who witnessed the murder of his billionaire parents as a child, swore to avenge their deaths. He trained extensively to achieve mental and physical perfection, mastering martial arts, detective skills, and criminal psychology. Costumed as a bat to prey on criminals' fears, and utilizing a high-tech arsenal, he became the legendary Batman. Though he doesn't possess any innate superhuman abilities, Batman is considered by many to be one of the most dangerous and powerful men in the world. Due to his intense training and regimen, Bruce has accomplished feats that many people would consider to be superhuman. He can bench press at least 1,000 pounds and can move over 1 ton with his legs. He's an accomplished gymnast and acrobat, and is actually incredibly fast, both on his feet and in combat. He's actually fast enough to dodge point blank gunfire before, and he's caught one of Green Arrow's arrows before in midair. Batman is said to have been trained in 127 different forms of martial arts, and his primary style of combat is a mixture of judo, ninjutsu, taekwondo, jujutsu, boxing, karate, and dragon-style kung fu. However, he's known to change up his fighting style in order to remain unpredictable. He also knows every pressure point in the human body, which means numbness, dizziness, unconsciousness, and even temporary paralysis. Bruce is a master of stealth, having been able to vanish in plain sight before, and groups of superheroes have been unable to locate him. His accuracy is said to be on par with Green Arrow, and he's an excellent strategist and always keeps multiple steps ahead of his opponents. The Batsuit is designed to be tear-resistant, bulletproof, and immune to temperature extremes, although it has shown some vulnerability to sharp objects like knives. Batman has tons of different gadgets, like magnets, sonic weapons, grapple guns, smoke bombs, tranquilizer darts, multiple different batarangs, miniature explosives, and incendiaries. And then in the other corner we have Luke Cage. Luke Cage, wrongly convicted and unjustly prisoned, was altered in a failed prison experiment that granted him unbreakable skin and superhuman strength. With his street smarts and unending determination to do right, he fights for the common man. He eventually married Jessica Jones and had a daughter of her. Luke was also a member of the Avengers and a leader of the Thunderbolts for a time. As a result of volunteering for a chemical experiment, Cage possesses formidable superhuman capabilities. He has superhuman strength that allows him to lift around 25 tons and has been able to lift a bulldozer, a fully stocked 18-wheeler, and can easily bust through prison walls. He has considerable stamina that allows him to fight for an extended period of time, and actually has an impressive agility, being able to dive in front of bullets and even catch a leaping Spider-Man. Luke's greatest asset, though, is his incredible durability and nigh impenetrable skin. High-caliber bullets, knives, and most explosions do absolutely nothing, and Cage has even survived Danny's Iron Fist before and gotten back up after being launched through several walls. However, Luke's durability doesn't extend beyond his skin layer, and his internal organs are not nearly as protected. Thus, his interiors can still be damaged if he's attacked with enough force. Luke Cage is also a skilled brawler and excels at street fighting. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, this fight is a result of me being up late last night, bored out of my mind, and I was just scrolling around on YouTube when I saw a Batman and Luke Cage video next to each other. Then the idea passed in my mind. I wonder how Batman would fare in a fight with Luke Cage. I brushed it off, but then I actually started thinking about it, and I started getting more and more excited, and began to create this video, and here we are. Because what's great is that this fight is a more outside-the-box matchup, and so you actually have to spend time thinking about who would win and breaking it down. So let's try and figure this one out. Now, obviously, Luke is physically superior to Bruce. I mean, he is able to lift over 25 tons and has unbreakable skin after all. But it's not just his strength and durability though, as Luke is actually very quick. Like I said, he's been able to dive in front of bullets and has caught a leaping Spider-Man. However, Bats is also very fast too, and with that speed and his incredible skill, and he should be able to dodge most of Luke's attacks. And Batman better dodge all those attacks, because one punch could easily end this fight. Or can it? After all, Batman is pretty durable, and he does have his Batsuit on, so would he be able to hold up to someone on par with Luke in terms of strength? Well, he actually might be able to hold up better than you think. Batman has taken a punch from the General and gotten back up unfazed, takes a hit from Mongol, is punched by Kid Amazo, who had the strength of Superman, and speaking of the Man of Steel, Batman has also survived attacks from brainwashed Superman on multiple occasions. Now you could say that Clark was fighting against the brainwashing and thus wasn't attacking Bruce at his full strength, and I'd agree with you. But I also think it's safe to say that a brainwashed Superman in that fight is at least as strong as Luke Cage. So punches from Cage are obviously gonna hurt Batman, but I don't think one hit is gonna take the Caped Crusader out of the fight. However, Bruce better be careful, because if he doesn't watch his back or recover quickly, one hit leads to another, and then another, and another, and pretty soon, Luke Cage is standing over a beaten and bloody Batman. But Batman is a skilled and experienced fighter, and like we said, he's taken powerful punches before, so he knows how to roll with them and recover quickly. And that's something else we gotta talk about. Batman is clearly the better fighter than Luke Cage, but I don't really see that playing as big a factor as it usually would. You see, Batman's punches and kicks are going to do absolutely nothing against Luke, except open up the opportunity for Cage to counterattack. You could say that Bruce might be able to use nerve strikes, which, believe it or not, seem to work on Luke. Don't ask me how that necessarily makes sense, but Cage has been brought down by T'Challa before simply by using nerve strikes, so that's an actual thing that could happen. But what I see is the deciding factor in this fight is how long Batman tries to take Luke Cage down by normal methods before discovering the unbreakable skin and switching up his attack to counter that. I think the fight will start off hand to hand, and right away, Batman will get the sense of what he's up against when none of his attacks do any damage to Luke. This is also when Luke will land his first punch, giving Bruce a taste of his strength and also do some damage to the Caped Crusader. Now, Luke isn't stupid by any stretch of the imagination. I mean, he's led several versions of the Avengers, and so he's going to press the attack here and try and put Batman down for good when he is surprised and caught off guard. Bruce is going to put a lot more focus on dodging and blocking his attacks here rather than initiating a counterattack, as he's just trying to stay in the fight, and so he'll be able to dodge most of Luke's strikes, but he'll still get hit a couple times. This is also the point in the fight where Batman will probably utilize his gadgets and throw some batarangs, explosives, or tasers. But none of that will work, as Luke's skin has held up against swords, massive explosions, and electrical attacks before. So what happens next? Well, this might be the time when Bruce attempts to get in close and use nerve strikes, but more realistically, I think Batman realizes that he's physically outmatched here by a large margin, and he's going to try and escape and regroup. And Batman can definitely vanish right before Luke's eyes, as he's vanished while being shot at point blank, and he's also vanished right in front of Martian Manhunter and Superman before. I then think Batman is going to utilize the shadows, and could strike with a sneak nerve strike, but I think he's going to play it safe, and instead utilize a gas attack, and knock Luke Cage out that way. Now, Cage might try and use a thunderclap to blow the gas away, but I've really only seen him use a thunderclap once, and it honestly wasn't that impressive. So that's one way this fight could play out. And then, of course, it could also just go where Luke lands a strong punch on Batman, Batman is stunned, Luke presses the attack and lands multiple punches to knock Batman out. That could definitely happen too. However, Batman is the better, more experienced fighter and tactician here, and I think he's going to be able to utilize his gadgetry and skill to claim the victory, even though he's heavily outmatched physically. I would say Batman wins this fight 6 times out of 10, with Luke taking the other 4. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below, because I'm sure there's going to be a debate down there. This might be a very controversial decision. I think Batman wins though. I'm sticking with him. But what do y'all think? Like I said, sound out down there. Also, be sure to subscribe button for videos just like this one every single week.